What's going on, world? It's your homie Sensei Rippin'. I'm back again with another video. Listen, y'all, your boy Akademiks is out here wilding again. Okay, for those who may not know, moments ago, Akademiks went off on Loren Lorosa. Okay, the latest addition to the Breakfast Club. Of course, as we all know, it's been a pretty humbling year for Drake fans, to say the least. Right? Ever since Drake got bodied by Kendrick Lamar, his fans, it's been very hard to accept the fact that Drake got bodied, man. For whatever reason, since Drake's defeat, fans of Drake have been creating so many narratives. All right, one of those narratives was Kendrick Lamar and SZA. They were struggling to sell tickets on a stadium tour. All right, now again, if you're on social media, you will see clearly them people over there lying. Clearly, that's not the case. Kendrick and them, they're breaking records right now on this run that they're having on the stadium tours. You get what I mean? But recently, Loren Lorosa from the Breakfast Club, she went to the show, right? And she added Akademiks and says, listen, I'm here. Akademiks lied. Kendrick like that. SZA is a effing performing her ass off. This show was fire, okay? Now, why did she tag Akademiks? Because, man, Ak just lit her ass up. He said, bitch, what I lie about? F you using my name in a tweet for because you got some free tickets. One of the fans say, yo, calling her out her name may not have been necessary. He say, homie, F any person, animal, child, alien who speak down on me. Stop playing with me. That bitch shouldn't mention an effing goat like me. She a effing library attendant. All she do is read a sheet. Big Act ain't in your caliber. New op identified. Lock in. Okay, this is Akademiks going off on the girl Loren Lorosa because she tagged him and said, listen, Act and them lie. Kendrick and SZA, they going crazy on these shows, man. And social media is exposing all of those false narratives. Now, before I go into that take, I just want y'all to see some of these responses, man. Axe said, new op identified. Lock in. And the fans say, new op is the gym. Somebody said, is it a treadmill? Look, there's not a single person on this earth scared of DJ Akademiks. Why is he talking like that? Somebody else said DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, LA Fitness. Ayo, social media is wild. Now, somebody else says, she said you lied about the concert. How is that disrespectful? You're a cornball, a coward that talks crazy behind the keyboard, but scared to go anywhere. Somebody said, not dudes in their 30s talking about their ops. Like I said, man, people are not dumb, okay? And that's the beauty of social media. Wow. They raised the prices of extra value meals. Hey, yo. All right, yo. Hey, yo, I ain't gonna front. Social media, it's a gift and a curse. You know what I mean? We see certain things, we don't want to see at times, but the ability for people to just give you their raw take right there in the moment, listen, that shit is hilarious. Now, let's get back into these false narratives that's been created on behalf of Drake and his stands in media, because it's a whole lot of them. You know what I mean? He even has artists, you know, just sitting in interviews like Jim Jones recently talking about Drake did so much for the rap game. I mean, come on, yo. It's obvious a lot of people was hating on Kendrick, and he said it. You know what I mean? But I want to show y'all something real quick, because they said that they were struggling to sell tickets. And this is why Act is really upset, because they are actively trying to rewrite history in the rap game. They want us to believe that Drake didn't lose. There's how many people we've seen now say, oh, Drake, what did he lose? He's rich. he's on the road. He's making millions. I mean, what did he actually lose? Like, this is how bad it's become in rap media. This right here is why the true, right, purists of hip hop, the fans, they're very hesitant to be a part of this sector of rap media because of stuff like this. Now, for them to go on their platform and say that Kendrick and them are struggling, meanwhile, they saying the first Kendrick Lamar and SZA show on the GNX tour grossed over 9 million, making it the highest grossing concert for a rapper in history. Okay, this is what I mean. It's a difference from when you're on the internet versus the real world. When you come outside and see what has been happening for over a year now, it's obvious. Drake and his fans have to accept it. But no, people want to, become reckless with their platform and create false narratives. So when someone calls out, one of those narratives, now she a bitch, a library attendant. And that's another thing. A lot of people look at and they say, yo, homie, why are you always tough with women? You get what I'm saying? This is, if you pay attention, this is what happened when you let the money get to your head. Act and his ego has swollen to a point where there's no room for anybody else. When I was younger, somebody always told me, be careful how you treat people on your way up in this world because you never know who you're going to need on the way down. Life is a roller coaster full of ups and downs. For some reason, Ack has gotten so successful and full of himself, he feels as if this is the end all be all. If it wasn't for hip hop, man, where would we be today? If it wasn't for people, the fans that he constantly shits on, where would we be today? It wouldn't be right here on a laptop. I'll tell you that for sure. It's crazy. Because there was a time when people really championed Akademiks and his platform, but now he's allowed the outcome of this rap battle, pretty much jeopardize the integrity of his whole platform. There's so many things people have called out Ak on. At the end of the day, we call out his actions because, truth be told, we don't really know these guys behind the keyboards. But there was once a time in the real world when you said certain things and you had to go outside and see those people. Now people are comfortable with, being behind that computer and saying the most craziest shit. But when you see them out in real life, trust and believe, there's security right there for a reason. Very interesting that, like I said, we're seeing these guys really try their best to rewrite the outcome of this rap beef. Kendrick won. They're still trying to tell you that Family Matters was the best record. I mean, get the hell out of here. Sure, okay, that's the one that they playing all around still to this day, right? The one that they bodied. Like I said, it's very insulting to act as if we didn't see what we saw. And people still love Drake. They still a fan of his music, his artistry. However, he was Drake full of himself. The success of the other battles he's had in the past made him feel like he was invincible, unstoppable. And you constantly taunted this man for how long? Akademiks, you begged Kendrick to respond for 17 days straight. Here we are. Everyone is now having the 1-year anniversary of the funeral of Drake. And, everybody that's on the side of Drake doing everything they can to offset what is happening right now when we're seeing the success of Kendrick and SZA's stadium tour. And it's just the success of the whole run since the beginning, since he dropped the first record up until now. The man doesn't do interviews. He did a couple of them, but he ain't speak nothing on the beef. He didn't give nobody what they wanted in that regard. Instead, you've had people on Kendrick's side, I'll admit, and Drake's side speak on their behalf. But for the most part, the music already speaks for itself. That's why I said, it's okay to admit when someone has lost a battle. It's all right. And then Drake, him and UMG right now, they going at it in a battle, in this lawsuit. It's not looking good, man. I don't like the fact that people within media are using their platforms to try to rewrite history in the rap game. Nobody did it for Meek Mill and nobody else when Drake was victorious when it came to these battles. But now that he's lost, now all of a sudden, everyone wants to act like, Kendrick just didn't sweep that boy. I don't care what nobody say. Look at this, man. They still UMG talking about Drake over here making astonishing claims. Listen, it's not good right now. So this is why Akademiks is in his feelings. Trust and believe. He's upset. He's hurt right now. Humbled. Because at first, a lot of the narratives about Kendrick and his concert not selling, that started at the beginning. But here we are, you know what I mean, a month or two in, and it's been crickets, man. They ain't got nothing to say. I'm trying to ignore it because, who knows? You might see me at one of these shows. At this point, shit, I might do a vlog. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Because, again, this is one of the highlights in the past 2 years of the rap game. You know what I mean? And shit, to be a part of it, whether you're a fan, no matter how you view the situation, it was a dope, epic moment in the rap game, despite all of the haters and the criticism. I get it. You know what I mean? It's like when everybody wants an individual to win and, they were hoping that the individual win and they lose, you don't want to hurt the feelings of your mans, but you got to be honest. You got to be real. That's the part I don't get. I don't understand. Come on. We can't say that somebody lost in the rap game. Now the label has conspired. They're using bots. Come on, y'all. Some of the weakest shit I've ever seen, if not the weakest move in rap history. You take your defeat and you move on. No, that's not what happens. Like I said, now you got artists, right? Vets in the rap game. That's why Kendrick said, certain people hated on him. You see it. It's obvious. Because you got people on podcasts talking about, Drake didn't lose anything. What are you talking about? Maul and, and Rory. I mean, like I said, it's pretty bad. But altogether, we just got to sit and, continue to watch Kendrick doing his victory lap, his victory run, so to speak. Drake, it's hilarious because they tried to tell you that his album with Party Next Door was the album of the year, and man, it just continues to get worse instead of accepting reality. The reality is, Akademiks, you a fan. Keep it on. Kendrick give you them damn tickets, you gonna be right there. That's the truth of it all. And they gonna be going crazy. They probably have played Not Like Us 10 times if they know you in the building. Come on. And when it comes to Loren Lorosa, like I said, she's, the latest addition to the Breakfast Club. We know, initially what happened with her exchange with Just Hilarious on air. And since then, they've been moving. You know what I mean? But come on. She's trying to make her mark in this media space, right? So for Act to just zap off on her like that, you get what I'm saying? Or as they say, crash out, that's what the latest term is, just went off on her. Come on, y'all. You tripping. And Ag said a lot. I mean, he went off on Erykah Badu. This is what I'm saying. Like, Ag just, at this point, he just says a lot of things, and it becomes embarrassing after a while because, again, he acts as if this shit is going to last forever. You know what I mean? Who knows where the rap media content creation space will be in the next 3 to 5 years? We don't know. You know what I mean? Despite everybody linking up with everybody on all these different platforms, you hanging out with the streamers, the white boys, you hanging out with the Myrons, what's the Fresh and Fit, you hanging out with all the goofies and the lames. Keep it 100. And for what? In hopes that you stay around for another, come on. This is why it's important you treat people with respect, regardless of where you are in your life, man. Because in the end, that's what you want to be remembered for. The good things you've done, not all this bullshit that they constantly bring up to use against you, right? They talk about the war in Chirac and how you covered it, and you know what I'm saying? They always bring up the negativity. You rarely hear anything positive about Act at this point. And you see why. Come on. Now, granted, did she want the attention by tagging Act? Yes, she did. However, at this point, aren't they all pissed? Isn't Charlamagne your mans? That's why I said it's all for content. We get it. It's all for entertainment. But damn, now she a bitch. Now you going off like that. You just, like I said, you never know who somebody else know, man. And when you out here doing these shows, you know what I mean? You chilling, getting comfortable. You know what I mean? Somebody might go oops upside your head. And you ain't going to know for who, for what, for why, because you done pissed off so many people. But hey, like I said, you've been doing a great job thus far. Keep it up, man. But y'all let me know, what are your thoughts on Akademiks going off on Loren Lorosa? Do you think he was valid in his response considering she tagged him? Or was Loren just acknowledging one of the many narratives we've seen spewed on social media in regards to the outcome of this beef, this rap battle between Kendrick and Drake? Like I said, it's been a year now. Kendrick done moved on. He's on his stadium tour run, him and SZA. All of the narratives that they created, it doesn't work anymore. But has it slowed them down? No. As of last week, they still talking about Family Matters and how that was, the best record when you look back. Stop. All that shit was trash. All of it. When we really look at the totality of rap, beef records, diss records in rap history, is any of those records he dropped in the top 10? Come on. They're talking about Not Like Us being the greatest diss of all time. They're not saying that when it comes to Drake. He probably won't ever. And it's sad because Family Matters, boy, I'm telling you, he went all out. He had the van in there, he had the chain. In his heart, he felt like that was the one. It just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. You're dealing with Timothy, as they say. That boy Kendrick really liked that. But you didn't. I guess you didn't know, right? The money? I don't know. Like I said, I'm sure some of y'all going to say, damn, yo, you team Kendrick. No, we in an era now where it's just nothing but glazes, as Ak would say. People bullshitting, hoping for a feature or something instead of being honest. The people seen it. We all seen it. Move on. God damn. But the way you going about it now, easily being triggered, when you're not accepting the fact that you're the one who created this narrative about Kendrick, even though he won, he still lost. I mean, come on, y'all. Y'all really working too hard. And for what? For what? We've already decided. Kendrick won, okay? Put out GNX, Y'all mad because you had the baby girl. That shit ain't work, man. Luther, that shit is fire. Why wouldn't it be? Do you hear the sample? Do you understand why Luther is better than baby girl? I don't think they get it. This is why Kendrick was genius when he wrote Not Like Us. Because they really don't understand why Luther is clearly the better record. But go ahead with your no kid. Baby girl. Had all the streamers playing that shit. And what did it do? It's like that meme with Chris Paul when he shot the 3 and they was down 40. Does nothing. But all right, y'all. I'm done with my little rant for this morning. I had to go in on this one because Ak is out here wilding. You go from, trying to put charges on Shaq last week. Now, you know what I mean? You upset with Loren because she tagged you? Okay. She, you know what I mean? She wanted the attention, but to go off on her like that, come on, Ak. You better stop acting like this. It's all right. Your man's caught the L, and, who knows? You got to be mad at Drake and his team who advised him to do all of this shit. He should have just took the L and keep it moving. Nobody said, take it to the courtroom and now the label conspiring. I mean, it's the craziest shit we've ever seen, y'all. But again, y'all let me know, what are your thoughts on this controversy involving Akademiks and Loren Lorosa? Again, let me know. Who do you think is valid in all this? And what is your take on what I said about Akademiks and how he's, allowed his ego to swell over the years? You get what I mean? Do you think I made some valid points? Because I don't want this to come off as me hating on anyone. It's easy for him to talk his shit on a platform or any one of these guys. I don't know him personally, but all I do is give my assessment based on the actions I see, just like many of us. It's the content space. We give our reactions, and I do my best. If I am biased, I'll let you know. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time when it comes to this platform, I do my best to call it down the middle, give y'all the information. Y'all make the assessment. We going from there. You know what I mean? Don't be mad at me. Be mad at yourself. All right, but that being said, that's all I got for y'all. Again, my name is Sensei Rip. Till next time, peace. Come on, Ak, get it together, because you out here playing yourself. God damn, Kendrick. I can't wait. I'm going to the show. I see it, man. Meet me there, okay? What they say, meet me there. All right? All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace. Salute world, I need y'all to do me a favor right quick and tap into the homie Grand Finale's latest video titled Sidelines. Okay, the full video is available on his YouTube channel. However, I'm about to bless y'all with a quick teaser. Okay, if you like what you hear, make sure to head on over to his channel and leave a comment. All right, and make sure to tell him that Rip sent you. Okay, run them numbers up. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.
Upon the world before you dearly depart. Let the world go by. Just let the world go by. And it'll all be just fine.
Thank you for watching my video. If you like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also, hit that notification bell to get the latest on hip-hop, sports, comedy, whatever. All right, we got you covered over here at Forgotten Kings TV. And also, click on one of these videos, okay? All right, y'all.